Recently, I've been getting a lot of questions from pet owners about disciplining a dog effectively and without punishment. We're hearing a lot about dog training right now, different methods. It seems like there's a new method coming out all the time because professional trainers are trying to reach out and educate pet owners against punishing their pets. It fosters a negative bond between the two of you, which is something that none of us want with our pets. You don't want to create a sense of your pet being scared of you, and that's what we're trying to avoid when we say we're disciplining a dog without punishment. You let them know that what they're doing is not what you want them to do. It's an unwanted behavior, but at the same time, you're also redirecting and showing them what is expected of them. And your dog is gonna learn that very quickly and a lot more effectively than if you use a negative form of punishment, such as yelling and spanking. By definition, punishment is the application of a penalty used to decrease the likelihood that an unwanted behavior will be repeated. You can get that same effect by using a positive form of correction and redirecting the behavior to something that you do want to see. For example, if your dog was chewing on a shoe, you don't want that behavior. Instead of yelling and spanking, hitting the dog with the shoe and causing fear and anxiety and stress, you can redirect him and give him a dog toy that he should be chewing on. And very quickly, your dog's gonna associate the things he should be chewing with the things that he shouldn't be chewing. And it's a positive way of getting the same effect. You're still decreasing the likelihood that that unwanted behavior is going to happen again. Discipline has to be done consistently and at the appropriate time in order for it to be effective. And a lot of pet owners don't realize this really key aspect of disciplining a dog. For example, let's say your dog gets into something that he shouldn't while you're not home. You come home, he's opened a kitchen cupboard, gotten into things that he shouldn't have, or chewed something while you were away that he wasn't supposed to be chewing on. Hours later, you come home and now you're disciplining him. You're yelling, you're spanking, you're rubbing his face in it. Does your dog associate the punishment with what he did hours earlier, or is he just becoming conditioned to respond to your punishment? You don't know for sure. You don't want your dog to be scared of you when you come home. You don't want your dog to have an aversion to you coming home from work. What you want is for your dog to understand that what he did was wrong and this is what he should be doing. The two rules that I believe every pet owner should follow when disciplining their pet are: first, never use punishment during training or disciplining in a negative way during training. And two, never punish a pet that's trying to satisfy his own needs. What do I mean by that? First, a dog that's still learning should never be punished. If you're training your dog, he's still learning what behaviors that you're expecting from him. If the dog is not 100% sure what the expectations are, how can you expect him to do what he's supposed to do? Second, and this is the one that a lot of pet parents don't understand, if your dog is exhibiting bad behavior in order to satisfy his own needs, he shouldn't be punished for that. So let's say that your dog is chewing or barking out of boredom because you're not giving him the stimulation that he needs and he's just bored and looking for something to do. That's in animals, any animal's natural instinct. We as humans are gonna find things to entertain ourselves when we're bored. Just like young children who typically will get into things or do dangerous things, climbing and things like that to entertain themselves when they're bored, your dog's going to do the same thing. You need to provide the stimulation that your pet needs. It's your responsibility to provide him with exercise, toys, chews, and other forms of engagement that will burn his energy and engage him mentally so that he's not bored. If you're leaving your dog alone for hours a day, if you're not paying any attention to him when you're home, of course he's going to be bored and he's going to start looking for things to occupy himself. So you can't blame him for that. You need to think about it from your dog's point of view. Why is he doing what he's doing? Why are these behaviors happening? Is there something I can do as a pet owner to provide what he needs in order to stop this behavior? Physical punishment, yelling, and shaming should always be avoided. These types of negative punishment may make your dog fearful of you. Your dog could become defensive, which could lead to aggression. And then you're gonna have a lot bigger problems than just the naughty behaviors that you're seeing that you're trying to correct. So now that I've given you this list of all the things that you shouldn't be doing, why don't we talk about what you should be doing? Redirection and correction are the best forms of discipline for a dog that are the most effective, and that is found through many different research studies. It's been found in many different types of dog training, and there's a lot more information on that. If you click the link below the video, it's gonna bring you to my written guide, and there's research in there from years and years, decades of research that show that redirection and correction are the best forms of getting a dog to stop performing unwanted behaviors and start doing what you expect of them. So if you catch your dog in the act of bad behavior, barking, going to the bathroom in the house, chewing something that he shouldn't be chewing, you need to distract him from what he's doing, the unwanted behaviors, distract him from the unwanted behavior, and redirect him to the desired behavior. You can distract your dog in many different ways aside from yelling at him. You can clap. You can use a command. You can use a commercial product like a shaker. They make shaker cans. You can make your own DIY shaker can. I've actually done a video on that. And you can click the link below the video for more information on that as well. But there are lots of ways to get your dog's attention and redirect him without hollering at him or physically punishing him. Once distracted, the unwanted behavior is going to stop. If he's urinating in the house, the minute that you distract him, he's going to stop peeing and he's going to look at you because he knows he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing. If your dog is chewing on something that he's not supposed to be doing, distracting him is going to stop him from chewing on whatever that product is. So once he's distracted, the unwanted behavior is going to stop, and you use that break while your dog is distracted to redirect him to what he's supposed to be doing. So if your dog is urinating in the house, when he stops, we're not yelling, we're not spanking, we're not rubbing his nose in it. You're distracting him, and then you're taking him outside. You're going to show him where his potty area is. You're going to take him out. And when he finishes urinating and going to the bathroom outside, you're just going to give him a lot of praise and love, and he's going to quickly realize what I'm doing in the house is wrong. What I need to do is be using the bathroom outside. Same thing with chewing. If your dog's chewing something he shouldn't be, distract him, take the object that he's not supposed to have and replace it with a toy or a dog chew that he is allowed to have. He's gonna quickly realize what he's not supposed to chew and what he is supposed to chew, and you're gonna see the unwanted behavior disappear over time. Now, the most important part. After you distract and redirect your dog, be sure to praise him when he's doing the right thing, when he's chewing the right things, when he's going to the bathroom in the right place, when he stops his unnecessary barking, whatever the unwanted behavior is. Once he's distracted and redirected and he's performing the good behavior, lots of praise. You can use treats if your dog is food motivated, but most dogs are going to be happy and content with a lot of love and affection. Talk to them, let them know they're being a good dog, give them a lot of attention and love, and they're gonna understand that this is what you want, this is what you're expecting, and they're gonna be doing those good behaviors more, and slowly, as I mentioned, you're gonna see those bad behaviors go by the wayside. With this form of discipline, your dog will learn what he isn't supposed to be doing, what is expected of him, and he'll learn it all in a positive way that's gonna help to foster the bond between the two of you and strengthen the bond that you already have. So when you're thinking about negative punishments, yelling, spanking, that's actually not helping the bond between the two of you. It's creating that fear, it's creating that level of anxiety and stress in your dog. When you discipline in a positive way, you're fostering that bond. Your dog is learning what you're expecting. He's pleasing you, and dogs naturally want to please their superiors, whether it's a pack mentality in wild dogs or whether it's your dog and he sees you as a pack leader in the home. They naturally want to please you. So they're going to grow that bond, foster that bond, be happier, you're going to be happier, and it's just going to be all around better for both of you. So 2 things that I really want you to remember and take away from this video. Discipline is most effective when you catch your pet in the act of the unwanted behavior. In order to prevent your dog from getting into trouble when you're not around, you could consider crate training. But when you come home, as I mentioned, from work or from a long day out of the house, and your pet has done something, it's hard for them to associate what they did hours ago with the fact that you're not happy about it. So you want to try to catch them in the act and redirect as soon as possible. possible. Again, crate training, tons of information on the benefits of crate training, how to do it positively, of different types of crates, how to choose the right crate, all of that stuff on our website. So again, click the link below the video for more information if you're interested in that. And the second thing that I really want you to take away from this video, consistency is key. If, for example, you're trying to teach a puppy not to nip and bite, that's a very common behavior problem with puppies. The behavior needs to be considered unacceptable at all times. When you're playing with your puppy and he's nipping you and biting you, that's not gonna be funny, it's not gonna be fun. You cannot allow that to happen. Any nipping and biting needs to be considered inappropriate behavior, even if it's during play. So you have to be consistent. You can't allow the dog, in this example, to put his mouth on any human for any reason, even if he's playing. You can't allow your dog to chew anything he's not supposed to be chewing, even if you have an old shoe that you're throwing in the garbage or that you were gonna give away as a donation to a Goodwill or something like that. You don't wanna let your dog chew on things they're not supposed to ever for any reason. It needs to be consistent so that they understand there's a clear line between what you don't want them to be doing and what is expected of them. Consistency is key. You need to be firm and consistent whenever the bad behavior is presented.